Good morning, everyone. In our last video, we have seen how to capture first number, second number using input text box and add them together and display the result. Today, what we are going to do is we want to still use the input text box to capture a number. Also, we use a checkbox to capture user's input. Also, we are going to use radio to capture one information out of a range, out of multiple choices. We have multiple choices in which user is expected to select only one. So we're going to see how are we going to capture that particular information, and also using a select box, how to see how are we going to capture this one using a select box. So we already have our form. We go to our text, our code, in which already our form we have given it a name. Then for the input text box also we have it, the name was given to it, full name. Then followed by, for the checkbox where we are going to capture whether the user is an adult or not, we have a name check, or we just change it to adult, for example. So then followed by a means of communication where we have radio, input text. All of them must share the same name if you want them to work as a group. You give them the same name, but you can differentiate them using what? An ID. Each one you give it a separate ID. Maybe you want to work with the JavaScript to do something else, but they must share the same name if you want them to work as a group. Then finally, our select option, which also a name has been given to it as a gender, where we'll capture either a male or female. Then finally, our submit group. So let's receive our work. So our form is intact. When you have a text information like this, a form like this, if you want an option to be selected automatically, this one, even though it's a HTML, what do you call it? We just put checked. So this one will allow you, even after you refresh, it will come as checked. Also the same thing with what do you call it, with the radio. If you want it to appear already checked, you apply an option checked. It will just bring this one. And for select, you want a particular to be what selected automatically, you put selected. So this will bring the option already selected. So we'll come back to this one later, using how to add checked and how to add selected using PHP. So we'll start with our code, where we have an area where we capture the input, the full name. So we just go and do for the adult, we do for the means of communication, and we do for the gender. For the adult, we test if it is, we use the same method, but we are going to remove this one. Let's say our variable adult is equals to this one. So we apply adult here. For means of communication, the name given to that is contact. So we apply contact there. Let's say your means of communication. And this one, instead of just assigning variable to it, we echo status is either adult or not adult. But let me change it to, let's capture it as an adult. But this one will say means of communication is this. And then finally, the gender. Let's say select, no gender. We give it a name gender. Your gender is, we'll also give this one gender. So this one will capture what? The checkbox, sorry, not the check, yeah, the checkbox, this one we are going to capture a radio. So we use the same method. We capture input text box, and this one will capture select. So let's go back to our form, refresh it. For the we put name here. For this one, we'll capture it. For means of communication, we capture phone. And for this one, we'll capture let's submit. Let's submit and see what we have. You see, your name has captured the name. Your means of communication is phone because we selected phone. And your gender is what? Male. But it didn't say anything about the adult. So let's go back to our code and see what happened. Because we just assign it to a variable without displaying anything. So we come down here and say echo status is, we append it with the adult variable, this one here, and add it here so that we have each one on a separate page. If we are to refresh, it will say we have an error line 10. What happened to line 10? We did not terminate this line. So you just go there and refresh, you see your status is what? Adult. So means of communication is found. But after coming back, we want this one to be checked. This one checked, this one also selected automatically. So we go back there, and for the adult, we use a what? A PHP tag here. PHP. If not empty, if it's said what? First, adult variable, and not empty, what? The same adult variable, echo what? Checked. We terminate it, we terminate the line and come back. We refresh. Says line 52, we have an error. If this said and this one is said, sorry, we look at our, where do we make our, where is our mistake? It says unexpected token echo. We have to close this bracket first, then we echo our checked. Go back there and refresh. Can you see? It's now selected. But if we refresh, it will not be selected. But by providing the status there, when you click, it will return checked, because we have said if it is already adult, if the variable is set and is not empty, we can also use if not empty only. But we can, but this one will allow us to return a checked. So also for this one, we want to know if a particular option is selected or not. So for male, we come back to this area. We come back to this area and type for select. So, but for the gender, we go ahead and declare another variable, gender, and store our gender. So we'll go back to where we have the gender. For the male, we if its gender is set and it's not empty and the gender equals to male, we want this one to be selected. We repeat the same thing for this one, but we only have to change this one to female. That if gender is selected and is not empty and is equals to female, we want the female to be selected. Coming back to our browser, if we are to refresh and type another name, we select this one, we select means of communication, we select our gender as female, the female will maintain and the adult will also maintain. If we are to uncheck this one and return again, it will return unselected. But this one will maintain the same selection. In a situation where you want to notify the user that he did not select gender, So you go back to your code, and under this particular area, let's say we under the gender, we accept this one. If doesn't matter where you, if gender is equals to select, but you see what do we have here? Select, right? Let's go to that particular area. What option did we give to our select option? The first one, because we want the user to be commanded, to be requested to select an option. So if this one is still select, we want to raise an alarm. If this one is selected, we echo you did not select a gender. Then we remove this one. Else, that is if it is select, if it is not gender, we display the user's gender. So now we go back, we refresh. We have an invalid at line 25. Okay, we did not terminate this one. We refresh again. So we provide full name. We provide, this means we provide his status. We leave this one selected. It says what? Oh, why is it returning? If gender is equals to select, you did not select gender, but it's giving me female at the end. Oh, we're supposed to say equals to here, and we're supposed to say double equals to here to provide if that particular is selected. Can you see now, after refreshing, it says it maintained the select, and it indicates that you did not select a gender. So this is how to capture other options from other particular input variable, input tags, not necessary input text. And if you want to return any option, you use the method as indicated in our code. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for more notification on new videos. Thank you.